And hello everyone, welcome back to the news for January 17th, 2015. It's been a while, and not a lot was going on until finally something besides apologies from major games publishers has come out. So let's get going. First story today. The Australian rating board refuses to classify Hotline Miami 2, effectively banning it from being sold within the country. The board cited a particular scene in which the main character enters a room, murders 4 men, knocks out a woman, and implicitly rapes her. The scene has already stirred up controversy in the past with games journalists. More than one have made a story about how it makes them feel a little bit uneasy, the raw depiction of sexual violence. However, even ignoring the fact that the scene in the game takes place on a film set as part of a production where even within the game it implies it's not an actual act, the game developer gives the player the option to turn off all scenes that depict sexual violence whatsoever. It lets the player choose their experience, which is why it's kind of preposterous that a game that is aimed towards adults should be denied a rating from the ACB, especially since the board just adopted a rating in 2012 that equivalates to ESRB's M rating. They call it R18+. And they even added an X18+ for extreme sexual content within video games. The board, however, seemingly refuses to grant ratings to products that would fall under those classifications, instead of opting to refuse classification, resulting in what is effectively banning the product from the market. South Park Stick of Truth, Saints Row 4, and State of Decay all had to resubmit self-censored versions to be approved for sale within the country of Australia. The developers of Hotline Miami also noted that it took them forever just to get an MA15+ rating for the original Hotline Miami in Australia. Indeed, it seems Australia seems to be on top of the list of countries that think they need to protect grown adults from being sold products that may or may not offend them, and not leaving it up to the consumer to be responsible for their own decisions. The Nation expressed their concern with the board's decision, responding to some concerned Aussie gamers. The lead designer, Jonathan Soderstrom, wrote, "If it ends up not being released in Australia, just pirate it after release. No need to send us any money, just enjoy the game. Keep in mind that blessing for piracy is not necessarily legally binding depending on who actually owns the license, but it's still a great gesture. And a great way to get around being banned for sale in a country is to just encourage piracy of your product within that country, getting your game into the hands of the people you wanted to get them to. Anyway, what I think is that the ratings board believes that they are the gatekeeper for having products being sold inside or not being sold inside their country, when a ratings board's role really should be to give guidance to consumers to allow them to decide what they choose to purchase. It's very odd that Australia gives that much power to the ratings board to just effectively block out any product that offends the people who belong to the board. I wonder who these people are, and I wonder if they have personal reasons to not allow like extremely violent stuff to even get into the market. Is there an actual mandate saying that you can only go so far in art within your country? I don't know. Anyone from Australia, please let me know. Leave a comment, send me an email, whatever. I'm interested to know why this is always a problem for Australia. Whenever something crazy comes out, it's always Australia the first one to say, nope, get out of here. So if anyone knows, please let me know. Over the holidays, Microsoft dropped the price of the Xbox One temporarily as part of a promotion. However, now the console will have the price drop down to $350 for versions without the Kinect, beginning January 16th. Corporate Vice President of Marketing Michael Nichols confirmed that the price drop is not permanent, but the increased sales of the console over the holidays that Microsoft enjoyed prompted them to reintroduce the deal as soon as possible. While no solid sales numbers were released, it was confirmed that over the holidays and the time leading up to it, the Xbox One outsold the PS4 for the first time since the consoles began competition. One can only imagine lowering the price will allow Microsoft to build a wider install base and hopefully attract more console exclusive deals for the upcoming titles this year. Although nothing is confirmed since laying out marketing strategy isn't really something companies like to do. Instead, we're told that they're excited to be able to make the console available to more gamers. And finally, Dark Souls 2 owners on PS3, 360, and PC will be getting a very big and very free update to version 1.10 on February 6th. It includes changes to online matchmaking, which will show the player what regions in the game are most active for PvP, and allow players on their first playthrough to match up with players on their second or third playthrough for co-op reasons. It also includes some PvP balancing. Invading players will not be able to summon more enemies into your world anymore. The effect of the human effigy can be cancelled while sitting at a bonfire, and a new ring will let players scale their PvP experience. The ring absorbs souls from enemy players, and the more souls you feed it, the stronger the enemy players you will face. There's a long laundry list of changes to balance and PvP mechanics, and I will link the IGN article down below. This patch also includes a new character, the Scholar of the First Sin, which happens to be the subtitle of the re-release of the game for next-gen consoles. The package will include all DLC and an upgraded, up-graphic, up-res, whatever version of the game for the next-gen consoles, and also it will be available on Steam and PC. The million-dollar question is, do PC players have to buy the new version? If you own the game on PC and already own all the DLC, for the graphical upgrade, do you need to buy the next version? There's a lot of talk from Software giving conflicting statements around the time it was announced. They made it sound like PC gamers would have to repurchase the game to enjoy the upgrades. So, and also keep in mind, when Dark Souls 2 was originally released and was marketed, it looked way prettier than it ended up being on all platforms. All the lighting effects for all the different sconces and stuff were just taken out of the game, including the PC version, which made a lot of players very disappointed. So now, they really need to let us know if we have to pay more money on the PC side for the same damn game, just to get the thing we were promised in the first place. And that's my little ball of rage that's gonna sit in my belly until I find out whether or not this is true. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been the news. I will see you next time.